It's the last week in August. The Labor Day weekend is coming up, and we're in what some people refer to as the fifth season in California. So we're going to take a look and see what there is in the way of life in the garden. Judith Larner Lowry, in her book on the landscaping ideas of jays, talked about the fifth season. It's, you know, a quiet, restrained season without any blossom, and we're getting close to fall, but there's still no realistic hope of getting any kind of rainfall, and so everything is kind of stuck in a holding pattern until we get to probably about mid-October. So we've still got a month and a half to go. So this is the fifth season, and yet there are some things that blossom at this time of year. This is the Sundrops. Ooh, look. This is this desert mallow. I really like that flower. And so this is coming on for a second time. This blossomed in the spring and then kind of died back, and now we're getting a second one. All of that grass through there is 3-on grass. And out here, I've got something else. It was part of a seed packet that I got from Tree of Life, and I stuck it in the ground in the fall, and nothing happened, and nothing happened. And then in January, I got some blue-eyed grass, and then all of a sudden, in August of the following year, nearly a year after I'd planted it, some of this kind of stuff popped up. And so this is the second year that this has happened, and it comes on maybe in July, but certainly in August. I really like that. Look how big and healthy this one is. This is deer grass. These are just barely starting to look like deer grass. They've spent a lot of time growing in and settling in, and now they're starting to look like deer grass. Salvia Gregii. This one, which has become two over here, and that's got nice blossoms. But the general look of things is kind of gray, but there's just not much in the way of blossom except for what I pointed out to you. But when we get over here, I've got a couple of different Channel Island buckwheats. This is one of them. That one's been in the ground going on 2 years. This has been in the ground a year. You can see it's got the blossom and basically what it looks like in the springtime, and that still hasn't shown any darkening. This one down here is showing the darkening. I don't know why some of them advance at different rates than others. This one is starting to get quite a bit of that chocolate brown. I guess you'd probably call this in sort of the mottled stage, kind of in between the creamy, almost pinkish. It's kind of a tan beige, but just a little hint of pink in it in the springtime. And then you can see some of these that really do already have gone chocolate brown. This one is kind of a rusty brown. This one here is more of a chocolate brown. So I've got quite a few of those. I really like them. I plan to add more. But let's take a look at the St. Catherine's lace, if I'm remembering correctly. This is one of the St. Catherine's lace that I have. It gets full sun, and so this one, its efflorescence is darkened quite a bit more than the one over here. Both of these are 1-gallon plants from a year or two ago. Look at the size of this one. The plant itself is 3 times as big, possibly 4 times as big as the one over there, and it's got more blossoms on it. And I guess probably because they're shaded, they're slower in changing color. Right, let's see if I can do it this way, looking down on it. Whoa. Let's take a look at the strawberry tree, which, believe it or not, has been there. Where did we put it in? April, I think it was. So it's been in 4 months, and we're still watering it every other day through the summer. It still has that flower, but I also noticed, yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's also got that. This has been here for 2.5 years, and it just very reliably has these blossoms, and it seems to blossom spring, summer, and over into fall. This one is, I don't know, I think they call it red buckwheat, San Miguel Island buckwheat, and it is a red buckwheat in the springtime, and then it goes over to rusty, so you can see that this is the some of the red from springtime and some of the rusty from here in the late summer, and I suppose by fall it will all be the rusty brown color. So that's what things are like here in my garden in the 5th season. We've gone a full 4 months and probably going on 5 months without any meaningful rain, and we probably got a month and a half to go. Waiting for October and the first of our rains.